All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for more Sakamoto Days. We have a lot to cover today, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of Sakamoto Days. Last we left out on, we were notified and told that there were some inmates who escaped from prison that were all massively powerful and completely homicidal serial killers that were going around killing people when they got out. One was called Dump, which was a person that said that she loved people but also loved to kill them, and they suddenly became, because she found people to be extremely beautiful, but when she loved them and killed them, she found them to be ugly after they died. Then we have one named Saw, who just takes enjoyment in people dying and just loves to kill people just to see people's last moments as if it's some sort of entertainment. Then we have a Part, who is a person that has some severe OCD. He literally killed one assassin. He killed one assassin, diced his body up, set it down in pieces in symmetrical order, and then has such extreme OCD after all of that he saw that the dude was missing like a volume from his manga collection. Went out, bought that missing volume just so he could fill in that space, and then proceeded with his night. And then we have the other guy. We have the other guy who just loves compressing people into balls of flesh, literally compressing people down with his bare hands. And they're all incredibly crazy. So, to go off of a list, Greg C. Yo, sir! It is an honor to see you here, sir. It is an honor to see you here. Dedrick, good to see you. Kitty, welcome back. But sir, it is good to see you. It is so good to see you. Man, how's your day been? I hope it's been good. We got a volume to go through with me reading Sakamoto Days. So let me continue with the little backstory of what we went through in the last volume. So, we already cleared up the whole matter with Wu-Tang. Lou's not going back to the Triad with him. And now Wu-Tang has sort of been working a little bit at Sakamoto's, letting them know, hey, this is what's going on with the Order. This is what's going on with the Assassins. This is as much information I have on Mr. X, aka Slur. And then we have these prisoners. Now, we have two of these 4 prisoners that have been completely taken out. One was taken out by one of the members of the Order, whose name is Hio, taken out by Hio. After Shin and Lu bodied Saw, which was the guy that enjoys killing people and watching their last moments, he tried to escape in a taxi. Hio was in the back of the taxi saying like, yeah, don't worry, you won't have to worry about this long taxi ride. And he's the only person that gets outside of that taxi. All we see is like this big massive blood splatter in the place where Saw was sitting, and then we just see Hio getting out. Then we cut to Dump, who is fighting Miss Osagura. Osagura? Ah, man, I forgot her name. Hold on. Let me... Osagura? No. Sakamoto. Osaragi, sorry. Okay, I just looked up her name. I didn't look up any searches because I don't want to potentially see any spoilers for myself. But Miss Osaragi was fighting Dump, and well, Dump looked like she was holding her own until Miss Osaragi got her hands on her briefcase and took out that circular saw and just cut straight through her. So that's the last thing we left out on. But the volumes we're going to be covering today is Volume 6, titled Bad Luck, chapters 44 all the way down to 52. So let's get started, because on the cover of this, and as you know, I am reading from Viz. I see the cover, and it has Nagumo on the front. Also, we got introduced to the old man who's a part of the Order as well, and... the dude is crazy strong because the Order was driving down the highway in one chapter. And I have to say this. They were driving down the highway in one chapter, and a fly flew into the car, and it flew past his face. And everyone was all like, "Get down!" And they get down, and this man takes his sword, slices off the entire upper half of the van, slices off the steel girders of the freeway signs, and slices through multiple objects all in the process, completely blocking traffic behind him. So now everyone's driving in a topless van. So yeah, the old man, while he's old and, sleepy and whatnot, do not be near him when he fights. This dude scares me. But let's begin with days 44. And we have Shin going, "Please stop, Mr. Sakamoto. Why are you doing this?" And then Sakamoto goes, "I'll hold him down. Now get him." And it looks like, oh, wait, is that a needle? Is that a needle? Someone's holding up a needle. And Lou is holding like a phone because she's, I guess, videotaping this. And Shin just screams as he goes, "Ah!" Days 44. Every which way. Because Shin is getting acupuncture done. Yeah! "Relax, you brat. It's just acupuncture." Oh, wait, this is the old lady going,
"Relax, you brat. It's just acupuncture."
"After our battle with Saw, we went to Mr. Sakamoto's favorite holistic healer." So yeah, he's getting acupuncture done because Shin also activated a secondary state that allowed him to read people to the point where he can read their movements and even, kind of subtly see into the future by anticipating them, which was a new state that he's activated, but, it's his first time activating it, so he's going through the side effects. "We went to Mr. Sakamoto's favorite holistic healer."
"Honestly, I almost didn't recognize you. I don't have any clients as fat as you."
"Granny Mia, holistic healer."
"I don't usually treat ex-assassins."
"Hey, don't touch those, you jerk! Mr. Sakamoto maker, stop!" Because Lou is messing with the acupuncture needles that's along Shin's spine right now. "You're the only doctor I trust, Granny Mia." And then Lou goes,
"Does it hurt?"
"It's weird. My body just feels super relaxed. That Granny knows her stuff." "Granny Mia is a legendary holistic healer for assassins." "Is that so?" "She's known as God Hands in the assassin world. Basically, you can come to Granny Mia with any battle wound and she'll fix you up." Kind of sounds like that one dude that fixed up John Wick when he got excommunicated.
"Wow. As long as you're not dead."
"So how long do I have to keep these needles in, Granny?"
"Watch your tongue, kiddo. I'm only 98. You'll stay like that for at least a day."
"What?"
"When you use that new power, it's like holding your breath and sprinting. At your current level of fitness, 5 minutes a day is your max."
"Only 5 minutes?"
"Look, if you want to die, then do whatever you want."
And mind you, this 98-year-old lady is smoking heavily. Every other word out of her mouth causes a gigantic puff of smoke to come out. And at the beginning of this conversation, she had like a full cigarette, and she burned through that whole thing mid-conversation, and now she's lining up another one. And then we get to Lou.
"Will you check on me? Would you check me out too, Granny? I feel kind of dizzy."
"Oh,
I see. Well. You've got toxic buildup in your body. Have some miso soup with clams." I feel better already."
"That's called a hangover."
"Want some?"
"Yum."
"Want some?" "Yum." "Taro."
And then Granny Mia goes,
"Taro, you lie down too. It's been a minute since your last checkup. I've seen you've got some new buddies. They're good kids."
"Yeah."
"So, about to head out on a rampage, are you?"
"What makes you say that?"
"This is an angry acupoint. It's only sensitive for angry folks. You can't hide things from me."
"That doesn't hurt." Ow. And Sakamoto, it is actually hurting him with her pressing on this acupoint here.
"Well, I can understand your fury, what with them brats getting roughed up. But if you go raise hell all alone out there, you're asking for trouble. You may not realize it, but Your fitness level is about 30% of what it used to be. You've been dormant for 5 years. You're way weaker than Nacha now.
Literally saying that Sakamoto is weaker than Nagumo. And he kind of gets like anger veins a little bit. And then Sakamoto gets up and goes, "It doesn't matter. I can't let those maniacs run loose any longer."
Hold on.
And then Sakamoto turns around and Granny Mia immediately elbows him directly in his chest.
I hit the pressure point in your lower dantian. You should be in a little better shape now.
And it has a footnote here. In traditional Chinese medicine, the dantian is the center of one's internal energy. Thank you, Granny Mia. Take care of those two for me.
Well, good luck out there.
And then we cut to a tower and we get Hisuke. "Yo, Taro! I'm having no luck finding those serial killers." "Huh? Oh, no worries. I'm not gonna let anyone get away with hurting my friends, yo. I'll let you know when I find them." And he's in this tower and he's looking for all these members of all these prisoners who escaped. Mind you, Dump and Saw have pretty much been dealt with. We just have a part, and I still am drawing a blank on the last guy's name. I'm still drawing a blank. My apologies. Free convertible, you say? Yes, free convertible. Sorry, I'm just now looking at chat again. I decided to look over there. They're so weird looking. They should be easy to spot. So, this is how the world looks to you, Pisuke.
Boo!
It must be amazing to always fly way up in the sky. All right, now I'm in Super Pisuke mode, yo. And he sees a telescope and he starts looking through it. Where are those serial killers? And then we cut to a different building. And we have Kashima, still rocking that deer head, I see. Yes, about those serial killers. 2 have already been whacked. Basically, everything's right on track. They've lured the order in, just as planned. Now we can transition to the next phase. All right. Now, as Kashima walks into a room, we have a part Remember, a part's one of the prisoners who escaped. A part is in the building, and he goes, "In the name of holy justice, who's on the phone? Who's that on the phone?" And Kashima spins around and tries to, use his blade hand, but a part not only starts to take off the little deer mask he has on, but also wraps a cord around his neck, because that's one of the things that a part can do. Saw liked using different tools to kill people with in very visceral ways. Dump has literal embedded spikes in her body that can come out of her hands and across her body that she can use to impale people whenever she embraces them. A part uses basically piano wire, like just super thin nano wires, to cut his victims apart, and he wraps a cord right around Kashima's neck. Ugh. What is it you're after? Why, it's you, a part. What's this all about? Don't play dumb. You're not being real with me. When people aren't willing to expose themselves, they can never really connect. And he starts muttering to himself. I'm grateful to you for breaking me out of jail, but I won't tolerate being used. I've come this far, doing things on my own. You weren't supposed to waste people who aren't on the list. That wasn't our deal. And the moment Kashima says this, a part slices him apart. He just brings his hands together, and a part's body goes flying in different directions. Multiple directions at the same time. He just dismembers him right then and there. More. I want to connect with more people. And Kashima's still alive. He's still alive. What is this guy? His whole body, is his whole body just artificial? But Kashima is still alive. He's thinking, how did this happen? I underestimated him. This one's a real menace. This could endanger our plan. Ugh, after I went to all that trouble to fix myself up. And then a voice comes in going, Come on now. Let's not overreact, Kashima. Why not just let him do as he pleases? Huh? Well, this is embarrassing. Don't worry about it. Why not enjoy a bit of risk? Really, this is the perfect way to destroy the JAA. The more havoc they wreak, the better. And then it cuts to the other prisoner whose name still escapes me at this point. His name still escapes me. You know what? Hold on. It still escapes me at this point. Let me go back to that chapter where his name was actually shown. His name escapes me, and then we cut to he's apparently standing in front of Sakamoto's. And then we have Aoi.
Shin's doing well. That's good. Don't worry. I'm just fine. There hasn't been any customers. I'm all right alone. Take care. Oh, a customer just came in. I better go.
And the prisoner, the dude with the dreadlocks, he just walks in front of Aoi. You know, Sakamoto's wife? You know, the one he fights tooth and nail to protect along with their daughter? The person he left the assassin business for? And he's in there.
Welcome. Huh? Can I help you find something?
And it cuts to Sakamoto, who recently just got off the phone with Aoi. To be continued. All right, so real quick, I gotta find this guy's name. Because I forgot his name. Which chapter was it? Okay, volume. Let me see. Okay, that's Wu-Tang. I gotta get his name. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Minimalist. That's his name. Minimalist. All right. Minimalist just walked inside of Sakamoto's. And that's the end of chapter 44. Whew. Now we begin with Minimalist in Sakamoto's. And we have like a color spread here. If you guys want to see, it's on Viz. But we have a color spread here where Minimalist is standing in front of Aoi.
Can I help you find something?
And Minimalist is just looking at her. Sakamoto Days. Days 45. Strong Assault. Where's Taro Sakamoto?
My husband is out. He went to see a holistic healer.
And then Minimalist doesn't say anything. Don't hide him from me. I hate being lied to.
Yes, well, I hate that too.
You aren't understanding the situation here. And he takes... Is this a register? He takes hold of a register, and then he just starts to crush it in his hands. It's a whole register! He just crushes the whole register! And then he compresses it into a ball, and Aoi's looking, and she goes...
What about the money inside?
Hold on, I'm being called. Sorry about that. My family, my sister was FaceTiming me. All right, back to it. Came at the perfect time. Love this part. Calzone, good to see you. So getting back to it, Aoi goes,
What about the money inside?
and then not Compress. Sorry, I'm getting him confused with Compress from My Hero Academia. But Minimalist rolls this little cash register ball in front of him, and then he takes his hands and puts it in front of him, and then he splits the entire table. He splits the entire counter just to rip it apart and walk in front of her and goes, "Hello. Do you understand now? Where's Taro Sakamoto? If you're hiding him, I'll crush you into a ball. Now cooperate." And then all of a sudden, whoa! Is this Aoi? Is this Aoi? She broke his arm! Huh? She broke his arm! She broke his arm! What? And then she broke his arm! And then she proceeds to stab him in the neck by she yanks him forward and stabs him in the neck! Hold on. Wait a minute! Aoi just grabs him by the dreadlocks and then just stabs him in the neck. Ow. But you're... Now look at this mess. Yo, it's Nagumo! Yo! I knew it! That's the reason why I said, Because I was thinking to myself, wait a minute. This seems like something Nagumo would do because he can change his appearance. He's got that whole genjutsu nonsense going on. But it's Nagumo! Now it makes more sense why that dude's arm broke. Now look at this mess. Just kidding. Huh? Oh, so that's why you're not dead. I've still got my toy knife. And he's just smiling, standing in front of Minimalist. He's the S-rank guy on the list. I hate liars. Die! Oh, that's not going to happen. Because here's the thing. Nagumo's right next to him. Let me just describe to you what just happened. So, Nagumo is standing in front of Minimalist. And Minimalist is knelt down on the ground after having his arm broken. Like, you see the arm bend in a way that arms are not supposed to bend. He's looking up at Nagumo, and he says, like, I hate liars. Die. And then Nagumo is already around his shoulders right next to him while he's still looking up like, oh, that's not gonna happen. You see, I'm minding the store right now. And then we cut back to when Nagumo was asked by Sakamoto to look after it. Nagumo, would you mind the store for a bit? I'm worried about my family. What? Don't wanna. You owe me one, remember? Well, I guess I have no choice. I better get paid for this. Sure. And then we're back in the present with Nagumo going, and he has this long, thin briefcase in front of him, and he snaps it open. A friend asked me for a favor. Who am I to refuse, right? Then we get back to Heisuke inside of the tower he's looking through, and it also has like one of those see-through floors. I don't know if I would ever stand on one of the see-through floors of a tower because my fight or flight senses would be acting up. But he goes, look at this, Heisuke. The floor's made of glass, yo. Scary. Yeah, I know. I'm not playing around. Granny always said that if you can't find what you're looking for, it's usually right under your nose. Huh? And he looks through the glass all the way down to someone walking at the bottom, and the person who's walking at the bottom is a part. I want to connect with more people. I want to understand everyone. Hey, what's on your mind? And a part is speaking to like this random citizen. Huh? What are you thinking about right now? Creepy. What's your problem? Can I see inside of you? Found him, Peasuke! Granny was right! And he fires. He takes his rifle out inside of this tower, fires straight through the floor. And because this dude's ability to aim his bullets is beyond inhuman, he turns these shards of glass of this floor into his own personal ricochet banking surfaces. And the bullet ricochets off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces of glass just for it to hit a part in his shoulder to keep him from killing that innocent civilian. Mind you, the civilian's ice cream kind of gets destroyed in the process, but at least the dude's still alive. Huh? And it turns out that a part caught the bullet by wrapping a whole bunch of thick threads onto his hand so that the bullet wouldn't even penetrate it. How many bundles of strings do you need to put together in order to stop a bullet directly in its tracks? What? He blocked it! He's like, Taro! Oh, how much is this window gonna cost, yo? And as he's wondering, Peasuke notices that a part is already airborne, using his strings like he's Spider-Man or something, swinging in towards the glass. Boo! Huh? And a part is swinging his own strings. Who does dude think he is? Doflamingo? And he swings his strings, causing it to shatter a long line of glass as Heisuke starts to run away from him. Crap. Well, if that's how it is. And as he's aiming, his gun is immediately sliced apart. Huh? I like thread. It's often used to symbolize the connection between people, right? And he starts to brace himself, but he immediately gets bound up in wire by a part. Uh-oh. It's weird, but for some reason, I bet you're beautiful on the inside. Whew. Huh? That was a close one. Luckily, he was surprisingly close, yo. And we hear a ding. We hear a ding sound from an elevator, and it opens, and it's Sakamoto! No. This is too good, okay? This is too good. This is too good of a chapter. This is too good of a chapter. No, hold on. I'm getting really into this. I am getting really into this chapter. Hold on, let me make sure how many chapters we got. 44 all the way down to 52. Okay. Man, Sakamoto, it opens and it shows Sakamoto, and then all of a sudden, he's disappeared from inside the elevator, and he's already clotheslining apart. Sorry to keep you waiting, Heisuke. Thanks! I knew you'd notice, Taro. My bullet signal.
Boo!
That hurt. It's been a while since someone hit me like that. If you pack a punch that strong, then maybe you can understand me. And a part just stands right back up again. And Sakamoto just says, I'll take care of him. My body feels light today. And he just cracks his knuckles. Bro, man, a part is about to get them strings broke. He's about to get them ribs roasted. He is about to get them ribs barbecued. We are about to see some smoke happen, some laying of the hands, and we ain't even in the sanctuary. That's the end of chapter 45 onwards to chapter 46. Yes, this is going to be a good one today. Days 46. Bad luck. And then we cut back to Minimalist versus Nagumo. 432 people. Even after killing that many, my boredom wasn't satiated. Will you satisfy me? You count your kills? You don't look like the conscious type. And then it cuts to Minimalist trying to hit where Nagumo is at, but he's already on an adjacent, because he tries to hit Nagumo and he winds up destroying a good portion of a shelf trying to hit him. But Nagumo is on the opposite shelf just looking at him going, don't make too much of a mess, okay? I'll get scolded by Sakamoto later. What are you? Just borrowing your phone. You don't have Slur's number here, do you? You sure don't have many friends. My phone? When did he? Because Nagamo took... While this dude tried to punch him, Nagamo not only got up to a whole different location and is just chilling, but he took the man's phone without him noticing. These assassins are insane. We need more assassin games. We need a Sakamoto Days game. We need a Sakamoto Days game. We need one. Where's my Sakamoto Days Muso? I need it. I need to play more games with assassins in them. I need to play more games with that. Not Assassin's Creed, because I'm tired of those. My phone. When did he? Well, you left yourself wide open. Now let's check out your browsing history. You clown! Give it back! And Minimalist throws an entire shelf. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Throws 4 shelves, like combined together. These 4 whole shelves directly at Nagamo. Yikes! And he just dodges out of the way easily. What are you uptight about? What are you uptight about privacy? What? Are you uptight about privacy or something? Sorry, I didn't notice the comma. My inflection was wrong. Are you uptight about privacy or something? And then compress, and I keep calling him compress. It's minimalist. Am I still calling him compress? Minimalist grabs hold of a whole shelf. And he he just grabs it, and he takes out a whole chunk within his fingers. And he starts to ball it up, and he proceeds to throw it at Nagamo with it basically causing scatter damage. Like, he threw it, and it turned into like a shotgun-like spread, and it destroys a whole bunch of different shells. And some people are walking by Sakamoto's as one elderly lady walking her dog, and apparently her grandson goes,
"Sounds lively in there."
And then Minimalist is huffing and puffing. I'm just going to call him Mini. Mini's huffing, and he's just huffing, and Nagamo's not there. Where'd he go? Vanished? Did he run off? No. His bag's still here. He's hiding somewhere. Where? Where are you? Don't you want to fight me? Come out, you coward! And he's just opening up these freezers, and he's shoving all these drinks aside, trying to see where Nagamo's hiding. And then Mini's own reflection looks at him. That's scary. That's scary when you're doing something and you're right next to a reflective surface, and then your reflection moves and does something completely different to you. Nah, I couldn't do that. But his reflection looks at him. And his reflection proceeds to grab him straight through the glass. 'Cause it's Nagamo! And grabs him by the neck forcefully. Mind you, his whole grip is, his thumb is right on top of his throat right here. Nagamo is strong. Reminder, Mini is taller than Nagamo, but Nagamo has him by the throat and is just holding him up off the ground like it's nothing. It's me! Good. Done it. How's this skinny twerp so strong? Let's see. And it cuts to Nagamo, who's got him in a chokehold right now, still holding him up off the ground, just rummaging through Mini's pockets. Gum, car key, fast food receipt, hit list. As expected, no useful info. Nothing but trash. Well, moving on. And he just tosses away Mini. Let's see. I'm a nice guy, so I'll let you choose how you want to die. And he takes out this long, I wanna call it a Swiss Army knife, because it's basically like a Swiss Army knife, but it's super thin, but it's super long. And Mini goes, "What's that? A weapon?" And Nagamo just simply goes, "So, what'll it be?" And he takes this long tool that has numerous different types of blades in it. One that looks like it's good for beheading people, one that just looks like a giant knife, one that looks like a scythe, perhaps, I think, because it's all just bladed. I know I keep doing this because I want to accentuate that it's a long piece of object and tool that you can use. I'm sorry, but It's just full of different blades, short blades, long blades. It's full of blades. So, what'll it be? This has and then he explains it. This has 6 functions. It's a really handy tool. You know how it can get boring to always do it the same way? And then he just flips it. He just flips it and all the blades go into one. It goes into one and he just puts it on his back. Go ahead. Pick a number from 1 to 6. How dare you mock me! I'll crunch you into a ball! You're not gonna choose? Alright then. We'll let this decide. And he takes out, and while Minnie tries to punch him, Nagumo dodges and then picks up a die and goes like, we'll let this decide. And then he puts it in his hand. And then he opens his hand and it's gone and he goes, where'd it go? And then it cuts to Minnie, who's just standing there. Then he crunches on something in his mouth and he sticks his tongue out, and the dice that Nagumo had in his hand suddenly appeared in his mouth. It's a 3! How unlucky. And he grabs Minnie by the dreadlocks, and he takes that same blade I said looked like it's good for beheading people, and proceeds to do so. Woo! Nagumo! This dude took his head clean off in one stroke. I dare say he did it before the dice even hit the ground. The dude's head just goes flying. And then his blade is all bloodied. But give me a moment, family just got home with food. Let me help them out, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Psycho, good to see you. Sorry about that, everybody. I had to grab my food. Let's continue with the story. We are making good headway. We're on chapter 46. Well, we're on the 3rd chapter. It goes to 52. A couple more to go. Let's continue. But Nagamo has basically killed Minimalist, leaving the only other member of the death row prisoners being Apart, and Apart is facing off against Sakamoto. So Apart isn't gonna have long. The fact that Nagamo was just literally playing with Minimalist and just kills him that easily. This doubles as a candle, and because he uses the blade that has like the little dip in it to just basically behead him easily, and he's just standing there amidst all the destruction as he goes. This doubles as a can opener at parties. Oh, right. You can't hear me. Oops. What a mess. Sakamoto's gonna kill me because the entire area is just destroyed. We have Minimalist's body on one side and his head on the other. Meanwhile, we cut back to the tower, and there's a lot of destruction going on as Sakamoto is protecting himself with an emergency exit sign, while Apart is trying to kill him. And then there's like this impact of Sakamoto getting thrown by the force of these strings. Mind you, the strings didn't touch him, just the force of it, throwing him away because of the shield. Fascinating. I've never seen such a big guy move like you. Taro! And then as the smoke starts to clear, Sakamoto gets up through it. And he goes, weird. I can't slim down. Because he's trying to go to a slim form that he had before, that he's used before, but he can't go to it right now. I can't slim down. And that's the end of chapter 46. Onwards to chapter 47. I got food here, so don't be surprised if I take like a little bit of a break in order for me to eat and then continue the rest of it. I'll probably do it after this chapter since this food is very, very hot right now and I want to eat all of it. Days 47. I might do it after 48. Days 47. Going up. And Apart is walking towards Sakamoto and Heisuke. That's weird. You move surprisingly well for such a big guy. Why can't I slim down? Taro, what are you going to do? What did that old granny do? And he's remembering back when Granny Mia elbowed him directly in his chest, like directly in his solar plexus. Then there's a whoosh sound as Apart slices apart the entire room that they're in. Mind you, they're in a high tower where the only safe space to be walking on right now is this whole 360 room that they're all in. And if he slices it all apart, they'll have no safe place to be except for falling down or trying to go up. But he slices it all apart with his wires. Heisuke's going, whoa! You okay? What? Why can't I cut you? And it shows that Sakamoto's leg got caught by the strings, but the strings are not cutting him as it normally would anything else. What? Why can't I cut you? You're tough. And then it shows Sakamoto being dragged away by Apart. Yo, Taro! And then Sakamoto grabs like a souvenir tower statue, and then he proceeds to throw it directly at Apart while he's being dragged. And it looks like it hits Apart. Did you get him? But no. Apart catches this tower with his strings, literally catching it perfectly in between his strings to keep it not bound up, but literally just stopped like elastic bands. It's like it hit the band and then it just bent around it and just caught it directly in the middle. I don't believe this. Yo, he's like Spider-Man! I literally just said Spider-Man and Doflamingo for them to mention it in the chapter. Okay. Yo, he's like Spider-Man! Pretty deft. How could you? And Apart's looking at the destroyed souvenir stand and everything else that's been demolished. These were all arranged just so. Oh, his OCD is acting up. He's he's pretty much fixing everything so it's all nice and clean again. These were all arranged just so. And he's fixing the souvenir statues. He's fixing like this area with keychains and everything else. I don't get it, but this is our chance. While he's busy cleaning up, I'll slim down. And then it cuts to Sakamoto, who starts doing a whole bunch of heavy-duty exercises as fast as he can, like rapidly, like Goku did when Beerus told him to do 1,000,000 push-ups or a million sit-ups before he could teach him a new skill or try to train him. And he just starts training, like doing exercises right then and there. How's that? How come it's not working? And then, while Sakamoto's looking at himself in the mirror that Heisuke gave him, a part tries to bind him up in strings. This jerk. Oh no! And then we hear a yoink sound, but Sakamoto's still fine, even though it's starting to do a little bit of damage to him. Like it's slightly starting to like cut into his skin now. These cords are sharp. This is going to be hard unarmed. This is going to be hard unarmed. I don't have any weapons. And he's just cleaning out his pockets, and a whole bunch of dirt and stuff is falling out.
What an abomination. Your pockets are filthy. I don't think we can ever really connect.
It's weird, though. My body feels surprisingly light. And he says this again while he's like cracking his shoulder. And then we cut to another location. We cut to the Mia clinic back with Granny Mia and Lou and Shin, who are still there.
Mr. Sakamoto's at only 30% of his prior strength? Well, that's when he's in his fat form.
That's hard to believe. You mean his body's just too heavy?
Well, that's part of it. When someone has been out of the game for a long time, they always just try to go back to the way they once were.
So, he just has to slim down, right?
Well, if you ask me, fat guys have their own way of moving too.
Huh?
And then we cut back to the tower with a part.
You know what I'm noticing? You're really crude. You really rubbed me the wrong way. You really rubbed me the wrong way.
I'm trying to do this French accent, you'll have to excuse me.
You really rubbed me the wrong way. Crude guys like you don't know how to be considerate of others. You rankle guys like me without even knowing it.
I'm not crude. I don't think.
Just look at your sandals.
And some of his sandal is like sliced apart, but that's a part's fault. That's not Sakamoto's fault. Whoa! Whoa, Taro, your sandals are a mess! How can you walk around like that, yo?
The strongest people.
Oh wait, this is Granny Mio, because Sakamoto's just thinking.
The strongest people are the ones who can adapt to move efficiently under any condition. Whether you are shoeless or have broken bones, it doesn't matter. The reason he burns through calories and slims down like crazy is because he doesn't get that.
And then wires start to go towards wires, and then a part starts to shoot his wires towards Sakamoto. Sakamoto's standing there. He gets closer and closer to the point where we can see a part in the reflection of Sakamoto's glasses. I see.
I hit his Dandian Naku point earlier. His body should be finally coming to terms with the weight he's put on.
And then we see something impact the ground all of a sudden. Then we see a part as he goes, huh? Well, and it shows Sakamoto has blitzed a part before he could even move.
Well,
when he accepts himself as he is, he'll be plenty strong without slimming down.
And Sakamoto just decks him directly into an open elevator door. And a part hits the glass on the other side.
what?
Nice one, Granny Mia. Commencing counterattack. And he hits the button on the side.
Ding! Going down.
And then we have a family who's in one elevator going up the tower, I think.
Wow! We're getting so high up!
The elevators.
The elevator's see-through!
And this one kid, he's looking up and he goes,
Huh?
and it shows Sakamoto is beating the socks off of a part as they fall through the elevator shaft. Falling through the elevator shaft. And the whole family sees it. Yo, Sakamoto.
What's that? What's that?
And Sakamoto proceeds to just constantly punch him over and over. And he punches him to another elevator that's making its way up towards the tower.
Whoa! Did something fall on us?
And Sakamoto is steadily beating up. He's steadily beating up a part. He's punching him through the steel support beams that make up the tower. This is metal. He is punching him through it.
What was that sound?
And Sakamoto is hitting him again, over and over and over again. And then they land on steel girders. They land on some of the support beams that make up the entire tower. And he gets up and he starts checking, and Sakamoto starts checking his hand, and he goes, "Not bad."
Amazing. You're the only person who I've been able to connect with for this long. I'm starting to enjoy this. Will you listen to my story?
Something tells me this is gonna take a while. And this is the end of chapter 47. Onwards to chapter 48. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I like it. But before I start chapter 48, I'm going to take an intermission for myself real quick, so that way I can eat this food that's in front of me. It's still hot, and I want to eat it while it's hot. I'm going to eat all of it. I'm not going to leave any piece for later. I'm going to eat all of it. But before we start with chapter 48, allow me a good 5 minutes to eat some of my food. I'll probably save this other burrito for later. Let me eat some of my food that's in front of me, and then we'll get started on chapter 48, and then we'll continue on from there. But hold tight, everyone. I'll be right back. Well, so much for that lasting only 5 minutes. My sincerest apologies for taking so long. Let's get back to the story, everyone. Let me do this just in case people are looking for the moment where I came out of the lunch, got finished with my lunch. So this is the signal that we are back. This is the signal. You can go right here. Calzone, Kitty, everyone who's watching, thank you for being patient with me. I'll eat my other burrito later. That'll probably be what I eat for dinner. I'll just save that for later. But let's continue where we left off. Days 48, the heart thread. Because apparently we're going to get a part's backstory. Interesting.
Will you listen to my story?
Sorry, but... And Sakamoto says this as he just rips a piece of metal just from its foundation. He just grabs it and just takes it off. Like it's a stick that you can just rip off of a tree just easily. He just grabs hold of it and just pulls it off. Sorry, but I don't have time for a long story.
That's gold.
And it looks like a part tries to swing in Sakamoto's direction, and then Sakamoto takes this long piece of metal, this, I'm going to be using this as a way to measure stuff, like this thin piece of pipe, and he starts spinning it, and he binds up a whole bunch of a part string and goes, that's a wrap, and proceeds to yank it so that a part goes flying towards him, who he then punches away from him.
Do you remember the moment you first connected to the world?
Say what? And Sakamoto, they're both still fighting each other on the support system of this entire tower. Say what?
I'm talking about the first time you realized you weren't alone. I remember it clearly.
Oh, even though Sakamoto says, like, I'm not interested in this life story of yours. Piece of food on the side of my teeth. I feel it. It's distracting. But he's still giving them the long story anyway. Sakamoto doesn't have time for long stories. Saitama doesn't have time for long stories. Yet people want to give it to him anyway.
I was a kid who never fit in.
Got it. Nuh-uh.
And it shows a younger part just walking away from kids who are playing. He's just not paying any attention to them.
I'm home.
My mother didn't care about me. I have almost no memory of her speaking to me. I don't even remember her voice. Meanwhile...
Hey there, Bart. Hey there, Bart.
My father was the only one who was kind to me.
What's with that look? You eat some pickles or something?
But he was busy with work and wasn't around much. I loved my dad.
Listen, Bart. It's what's inside of people that matters. If you're kind and honest with people, they're sure to like you, 'cause you're a good kid. Here, let's practice. I got you a present.
Hello, Bart. Let's be friends.
And it has like this little doll that has dreadlocks that's kind of reminiscent of Minimalist, just a little bit. And he's happy. He's happy to have this toy. Then it cuts back to the playground with some kids. And then a part walks up.
Hi. Can I play too?
Huh? Who are you, weirdo?
Kids can be cruel. They can, because they don't have a filter yet. And a part just... First of all, why are you naming your kid Apart? Unless this is his mind making up that his name is Apart. But if his name is actually Apart, who names their kid a verb? Wait, hold on. Apart. No, my bad, not a verb, an adverb. Who names their kids an adverb? Who names their kids an adverb? What is wrong with you? But Apart gets home, and his mom continues to ignore him, not saying anything. I feel like something is off here. Why is the mom not paying attention to the kid? I feel like something is way off. And then Apart is in his room with his little toy, stuffed toy that his dad gave him.
I don't get it. I don't know why they won't be my friends.
And he starts glaring at his little toy that he got from his dad. And he starts thinking of the kids. And then he immediately takes a pair of scissors and stabs into this toy. And then the stuffing starts to come out. And then he starts laughing. And his mom walks past his room while he's laughing. Then it cuts to Apart with the kids. He sees them. Then he goes home and he starts cutting into this stuffed toy more and more. Like now there's cuts across the arms now, and we see him and his mom still ignoring him, and then we see more cuts, and he's upgraded from a pair of scissors to a full-on box cutter. And then we see the kids still telling Apart to, like, yeah, you're kind of weird. We don't want to play with you. And he goes home and he's taking needles to it now. He's got a pair of scissors, a box cutter, and that looks like a screwdriver now. And then we have Apart's dad walk into the room, and the mom is behind him, and he goes,
Oh, Daddy, welcome home. Daddy, I was just...
But the thing is, when he's saying this, inside of the room where Apart is, there's a lot of blood behind him. We don't see a body, but there's a lot of blood. But none of the blood is coming from him. He does have a box cutter in his hand, though. But then his dad just kneels down and embraces him as he goes,
I'm sorry, Apart. It's going to be okay. We'll go to the doctor tomorrow. You and me.
Why is it just him and his son? That's the mom, right? That's the mom behind him, right? What did he do? I'm wondering, what did he do? Did he cut apart the kids? Hold on. Because Apart is looking kind of confused. Then we get to the hospital as the doctor goes, everything's normal. He's perfectly healthy. No tumors or anything like that.
Nothing's wrong? How can that be?
Daddy?
What then? You're telling me my son dismembered an animal, even though there's nothing wrong with him?
Okay, so it was an animal. And his dad is getting mad and upset that the doctor would say that there's nothing physically wrong with him, but he's wondering, there has to be something wrong if my son was cutting apart animals in his room. There is something wrong with you if you're cutting apart animals in your room, and it's not for culinary reasons. Unless you're one of those people that like to hang up skulls in your house. But even then, you wouldn't be doing that in your house, though.
You're telling me my son dismembered an animal, even though there's nothing wrong with him? We're talking about my son! Are you saying he's a monster?
Daddy!
And then he runs over, and then his dad sees his son running over to him, and he gets scared, goes, ah!
Stay away! What's wrong with you?
And then Apart. I get that so confused. I'm sorry. Apart suddenly sees that same little stuffed doll he had in front of him. And then Apart, with his scissors, takes it and proceeds to open up the jugular of his own dad. He just takes the scissors and with force, straight through the neck.
There's nothing wrong with me!
And he just keeps stabbing his father over and over and over and over again.
Oh, look at that. Your head is the same as mine, Daddy. It was the same on the inside.
And that ends the flashback as we get back to the present.
That's good to hear. I'm connected to everyone after all.
For the first time, I knew I'm not alone. I'm the same as other people. This is my way of reaffirming that connection. I'd like to see your insides too.
That's wrong. Killing people only severs connections. No more hurting people. And that's when apart, he starts to get kind of mad at Sakamoto saying this, because this pretty much goes against everything he has ever stood for. The entire time he's been killing people. So yeah, there's that. But he gets upset. Then we cut back to the shrine area with Osaragi, pretty much killed Dump.
Torii gates are said to be the gateposts of the gods. Now imagine you came home after a job and found your front door all smashed up. Wouldn't you be super sad?
But, Mr. Shishiba, you ate pork cutlet. Those were
your leftovers. Oh, hello.
And I know I have a whole bunch of people with French accents here, but Apart has a raspy sort, and Mr. Shishiba has a more proper sort.
Oh, hello?
Hey, Shishiba! Long day?
Are you eating something, Nagumo?
It's my lunch break.
What? A new side gig?
Did you see the list they gave the serial killers? The JAA didn't have this info on the last page.
Oh, look at this. That slur. Looks like he planned to pit the serial killers against each other in the end. So twisted, but also efficient.
Yeah, I guess. They've already served their purpose.
Huh? What do you mean?
This is going to be a real hassle. Sheesh. Because it shows the rankings of all the people on the list. Dump is an A-. Saw is a B+. Minimalist is an A+. And Apart is an A++. So out of all of them, Apart is the most dangerous.
I can't stand people who like you who don't get me. You're so rude and insensitive.
And Apart swings his strings out, because we're back with Sakamoto versus Apart now. He swings his strings out, and he slices through the whole main support, one of the main supports of the entire tower. The same one that people are traveling up and down to, including people who are up in the giant standing area up top. He just slices through one of the supports.
Huh? Wait, for real?
Is the tower leaning? Because it shows it's starting to creak a little bit. We're tipping! Whoa!
I've just decided something. After I cut you into pieces, I'm not going to arrange them nicely.
You know nothing of human connection. This ends here. Oh, Sakamoto's about to get serious! And that's the end of chapter 48. Onwards to chapter 49. I love reading this series. Days 49. Round and round the tower. And people are seeing some commotion happening at the tower because they see the tower starting to lean from a distance. Huh? Looks like... Is the tower leaning? Yikes. And we see an explosion happen within its own supports because that's where Apart and Sakamoto are fighting. And then we get Heisuke. Ah! Taro! This is bad! And as the tower starts to lean more, Sakamoto just goes, uh-oh.
This should be good. Here's my chance to connect with so many people. Daddy would be so happy.
And then we have the translation notes here. I thought it was like an important note, but it's just telling us who translated and the lettering. And apart, as the place starts to lean, he starts to dash out of the, wait. No, never mind. It's not him. Apart is laughing. He's going... And as he's laughing, Sakamoto dashes past him and runs up the building. Electrical cables. And he grabs hold of the electrical cables. And using his own body weight, he single-handedly keeps the upper half of this entire tower from leaning. He is just holding onto the electrical cables, muscles all taut and bulging with muscles with veins, muscles bulging with muscles. I said it. It's on the internet. We'll leave it alone. Bulging with veins as he goes, good thing I'm so big. And he's holding on to it, and the whole place is stopped. It stopped.
Boo!
Maybe we should go down now. I feel a little woozy, and these are innocent bystanders who are there. Then Apart is right next to Sakamoto.
I'm talking to you. Don't look away.
And Sakamoto, while he's holding onto the tower to keep it from falling, he suddenly finds his whole face just wrapped up in thin wire.
Okay, I'm ready to speak inside of you.
Now what? Then all of a sudden, Sakamoto notices something. Oh no! Oh no! He sees someone down at the bottom of at the bottom floor, down there on the street, and it's someone muttering to himself. What is the name of the old guy? Takamura? I think is it Takamura? But it's the old guy from the Order. You know, the same person that gave the rest of the Order members their van, turned their van into a convertible and sliced through half of a highway? Yeah, he's there, and he's muttering to himself as Sakamoto goes, watch this. And the old man starts to unsheath his sword. And in one slash, he cuts through the entire leg of the tower. Look. I'm gonna say something. He sliced Takamura just... Yep, Takamura. I wanted to look up his name and make sure it was right. Takamura sliced through the entire the bottom support that the tower literally sits on, and he just cut straight through it. And he sheaths his sword and starts walking away, muttering to himself. And it causes the tower to fall in an opposite direction. So instead of it leaning one way and where it was going to fall, like the upper half was going to fall, it now crashes on its it's now like falling on its own on the side that he cut apart. And it caused the whole tower to wobble. So so not only did Sakamoto keep the upper half of the tower from falling, but Takamura just walked up, sliced through the entire leg of this entire tower, and made it so that it would stop wobbling, period, so Sakamoto can get back to work. And the old man Takamura is just walking away. Old man Takamura is just walking away, and everyone's screaming like, ah! Whoa! What was that? And the onlookers who are far off in the distance go like, it looked like it was falling, and now it's not? It stopped tilting, but it looks all weird now. Did you do that, Taro? That bloodlust. Could it be? Why? And then we have a taxi waiting for Takamura as he gets in. And the taxi goes like, oh, did you find the bathroom, Gramps? And he continues to mutter to himself while he's being taken away. Who's that crazy noise back there? And Takamoto showed up, muttered to himself, sliced through an entire support column for a gigantic tower, sheathed his sword, left, refused to elaborate. Just, tower. I'm sleepy. It's time to go. He just showed up, cut something, and then left. That's his presence. But we're back with Sakamoto, who lets go of the electrical cables. Well, anyway, here's my chance. Now feel my weight. And then it cuts to Sakamoto, who literally sucks in his body, and it allows him to literally loosen up from the strings that were binding him. And he just instant transmissions out of it. And all of a sudden, all a part can do is just feel Sakamoto's fist just embed itself into his face and send him flying, with a part trying to latch on to anything he can in order to keep from flying out, but he gets yanked by his own strings as he goes, so heavy. And then Sakamoto is holding on to those strings, and he yanks them again so that a part goes flying up the building. And people see a part fly up the building with high speeds, and Sakamoto goes right after him. And this man ripped the actual ladder that is on this tower. You know, where technicians and engineers are supposed to be on for them to fix anything that's up there. This man took the ladder off and is beating apart with it. See, if ridiculous stuff happens in One Punch Man, I can attribute it to, Saitama's just that strong. If stuff happens in One Piece, this person's hockey is strong, or they're this strong, or their devil fruit is this strong. Here, Sakamoto is just doing crazy stuff that isn't just one-shotting. That's not just like Saitama's one-shotting people. He's literally just... It's as if nothing applies to him in terms of limitations. Because this dude takes a ladder that is more than likely embedded with screws and bolts. He just rips it off and proceeds to just play swing, bada, bada, swing, and just nails a part with it. He goes flying. A part goes, "Done it. Why do you reject me?" And a part tries to send his wires towards Sakamoto, who easily dodges it. Sakamoto rips an entire satellite dish off of its foundation, and he sends it forward, and it slices through a part's own strings, which have been shown sharp enough to cut through literally anything. Sakamoto threw this satellite dish after apparently flattening it or just like spinning it, throwing it. It sliced through all of his strings, much to the shock of a part. "Why me? I'm human like everyone else. Why is my life so painful?" And on the one string that a part has, Sakamoto is holding on to it. "You can still change the way you live. So here, I promise I won't let go of this cord." And it cuts to Sakamoto yanking a part up to the tower even higher than he is. Whew. And then oh my goodness! Sakamoto, I thought he was just swinging him up there because he was trying to prove a point. No, Sakamoto is literally, he's got a part by the string, but he's not letting go. He said, "I promise I won't let go of this cord." I didn't think he was going to take a part and start spinning him around like a toy. He starts spinning him around at high speeds to the point where a part is just a blur. He just starts spinning him and a part can't do anything. And then he aims it downwards. He aims it downwards and the string starts looping around and around and around the tower until a part goes sailing into a section of the tower that has a stairway where people are walking through, and he just slams into one of the walls from this force. Sakamoto is built different. And people are just looking like, whoa.
Whoa.
And then we have a kid that has a stamp rally sheet going,
Oh,
Now, mission complete.
and Sakamoto just gives him a stamp.
thanks.
Sheesh, we can finally talk.
And he's walking away from the partially destroyed tower, dragging a part with him. That's chapter 49. Bruh, there's like over 100 and something chapters to this. You mean to tell me it gets crazier than this? This is crazy to me. You mean to tell me it gets crazier than this? We are just now getting to chapter 50. That's the end of chapter 49. This onwards to chapter 50. We got a couple more to go. We're almost done. Man, okay. 1 hour after the tower battle. And we have a part who starts to wake up.
Ah, my teacup's empty. Do as you please.
Can I pour more tea, Granny?
Hey, Lou, you're kicking me.
As it cuts to Lou, Granny Mia, Sakamoto, Heisuke, Shin, all just chilling at Granny Mia's place with a part. Days 50.
Bicycle.
Where am I? I remember fighting Sakamoto at the tower. What's with this warm table? There's a bunch of people I don't know, and they're all eating tangerines and snacks.
And Shin can read his mind and goes,
Hey, I know you're awake. Don't pretend you're sleeping. You can't fool me.
and then a part immediately dashes away.
What's going on?
There's no point in putting up a fight now.
Are you friends with that deer too? If you think you can use me, then you're wasting your time. I don't take orders from anyone.
And then Heisuke speaks up. Use you? No way, yo, it's not like that.
Huh?
We just want to help you. We just want you to help us out.
What do you mean? Come to think of it, why haven't you killed me?
And then Sakamoto is just eating his food just casually. Nom, 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 nom. There's literally nom nom sounds.
You should be grateful to Mr. Sakamoto.
Anyway, sit down. We're not interested in fighting you.
And that's Sakamoto speaking. And then he just sits down. And then Lou and Heisuke continue to speak to him.
We want information about the guy who hired you.
Yo, that's right. We're counting on you. I'll give you this tangerine if you help us out. Oh, Heisuke. So simple.
What are they talking about? Counting? On me? Didn't it occur to you that I might have attacked as soon as I woke up?
Well, who knows? But I decided to bet on you changing instead.
And that gets a part's attention.
Next time you give me trouble, I'll just skewer you on the sky tower.
And that's when a part realizes, like, yeah, I might not want to mess with the one dude that beat me thus far. It's pretty amazing you came out of a fight with Taro alive, yo.
I kind of feel bad for you, enemy or not.
They are talking to me like a regular person. What weirdos.
You are saying this to the very you are saying the very same thing that the kids said back when you were a kid that alienated you from them. And you're saying that to the people who are generally trying to talk to you. Ironic, isn't it? Then Granny Mia.
What?
And then it shows Granny Mia, but a part still speaks.
What do you want to know?
Yo, thanks, bro. And then it cuts to Lou, who's asleep now.
The guy I met was some kind of mecha human who looked like a deer. I don't know anything about the guy called Slur. But there was the one time I went to see him at his hotel. I lost my temper and ripped him to pieces. But afterward, I kept my string taut and listened in for a little while.
This is really... And then it cuts back in time to when he sliced apart Kashima, but he kept a string in the room so he could listen to the conversation.
This is really the perfect way to lure in the JAA. The more trouble they make, the better. Meanwhile, we transition to Phase 2, just as planned. Yes, exactly. While the serial killers are drawing the order in, we wipe out their base.
And that gets... Wow. While the serial killers are drawing out all the members of the Order, Slur and his people are going to try and wipe out the JAA entirely. Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested in learning more. And that catches the attention of Sakamoto and Shin.
What?
Their real objective is to divide and distract the JAA so they can annihilate them completely. You're better off steering clear of the whole thing. Not that I totally understand it all, but...
And then Sakamoto is just drinking his tea. Then it cuts to another location.
The Japanese Association of Assassins, aka JAA, comprising over 1,000 members, almost 400 of which are professional assassins. It is Japan's largest assassin organization. Tokyo Bureau.
And it shows someone getting punched in the face.
Next!
I guess they're going through training here. Physical judo training or martial arts training. Then it cuts to a firing range.
The recoil's too strong, which causes it to jam often. The slide's not going back all the way. But if you don't fix it, it'll be hard to use in real battle. The Tokyo Bureau of the JAA.
Dispatching a floater to Area 34-89.
Hello, JAA, Tokyo Bureau.
The JAA is an agency that coordinates assassin work, while also providing a diverse range of services.
Yes, thank you for choosing the JAA. Will you be requiring an assassination or an accident cleanup? An assassination. Very good.
Such as weapons manufacturing and repairing public spaces damaged during assassin missions. In other words, it serves as the central axis of the JAA. Today, an incident unprecedented in JAA history will occur.
And it shows some people riding on a bicycle towards what looks to be... Was this made before or after John Wick? Because why does this look like the Continental? It's a triangular-shaped building in the middle of this street. Why does this look like the Continental? And we have people talking.
Wow, this place is huge. This is the JAA?
Yeah, not the headquarters. Not its headquarters, though.
Dang, they've got some dough. Where should I park the bike? There's a bike rack up ahead.
And there's these two individuals, like with big coats on.
Excuse me, do you have authorization to enter? You need either a staff or visitor's badge to enter the building. Oh, sorry. I'm not a JAA member. In that case, you're an intruder. JAA regulations call for your immediate elimination. You don't have a JAA license, boss. You don't have a JAA license, boss?
Wait, is this Slur? Is this Slur? I did the wrong voice for him.
Wow, this place is huge. Is this a JAA? Yeah, not its headquarters, though. Dang, they've got some dough.
Where should I park the bike?
There's a bike rack up ahead.
Okay, and then we go back down to it.
You don't have a JAA license, boss? My photo came out bad, so I tossed it.
Oh, right. When they take those photos, they never give you enough warning, do they? And then all of a sudden, this dude the dude with the dark jacket puts his hand up towards his neck, and then he moves so quickly that the guard's entire torso suddenly has like a giant gaping hole in it. Like the whole right side of him just gets blown open all of a sudden. It just gets blown open all of a sudden. The dude just coughs up blood. He's dead. He's dead. You're not surviving that. You are not Kashima. You are not surviving that. This man had his entire chest cavity and right side just completely obliterated in one move.
Gosh, it's been a while. I feel kind of nervous. Like when the new school semester starts after winter vacation. You know, all fidgety.
Slur X. He's shown up. He's here.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Whenever I got a haircut or something, the next day I always felt self-conscious showing up at school. Yeah, exactly. You get that too, boss? I hear that the reason we don't perform as well under pressure is because we place excessive attention on ordinary actions. Oh, you've been reading again. Oh, you've been reading again? Let's just take it easy, Gaku.
Ah, so we got the guy's name, Gaku and X.
Quit talking like I'm the one who's nervous. We're taking a step towards hallowed justice.
Oh, okay. So we got Slur, we got X, and Gaku. And they're at the JAA main agency building. Even though it's not the headquarters, they're at the main building itself.
We're taking a step towards hallowed justice.
And then we cut to Sakamoto, who goes, let's go to the JAA.
Huh?
To be continued. Bruh, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's the end of chapter 50. That's chapter 50? What you mean, chapter 50? Yo, Boo Dude, good to see you. Hi, just saw your streaming. Yes, I'm reading and doing a reaction to volume 6 of Sakamoto Days. We only got a couple more, and then I'm done for today. But we're on chapter 51 right now. We literally just got done with chapter 50. If you're just now showing up after that, but Days 51 parade, and we have X and Gaku walking into the building. Hey. Who are you guys? We got securities trying to stop them. Stop. We need to see your staff or visitor's badge. And before these security guards can say anything, Gaku and X are walking past them because these guards have quite literally had their heads blown off. Somehow. I don't know what's going on with Gaku, but whenever this man swings his arm, body parts are just gone. Not like thrown off to the side, I mean gone. He literally just chopped through one dude. I gotta be careful with this right next to my mat. I might need to get a napkin real quick.
Dang it, I wish I had coasters.
Because I got a drink sitting off to the side. I gotta find something I can sit this on so it doesn't mess with my mouse pad, because I got a very big mouse pad. And I have it sitting off to the side so it doesn't interfere with my microphone. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with Gaku, but this man took out one security guard outside by swinging his arm, and then this dude has a gigantic hole that carved out his entire body all of a sudden, and now he's taking off the heads of two security dudes inside of this building. Hey, who are you guys? Stop. We need your staff or visitor's badge, or boom, boom, head's gone.
Okay, Gaku, you take care of the rest. Oh, by myself? Is there anything else I should know? The bathrooms are on every other floor. Take care.
Got it. Days 51, parade. Intruder alert! Combatants, arm yourselves and report to the first floor. What? For real? Non-combatants, please report to your floor's shelter immediately. We repeat. 2 intruders have been detected. And the signal is going off across every floor in the entire building. 2?
What's wrong with those guards?
The intruders are armed. Their objective is unknown.
They must be idiots. Wonder which unit will kill them.
You coming?
I'll pass. Got work to do.
And as this dude is saying this, he goes, besides, just 2?
They'll never make it to the 3rd floor.
And since we are in the development division room, one of the people who armed themselves is suddenly thrown through the air, and I think this person had their head obliterated as well, because I'm not seeing a body part on one of them. Yeah, I'm not seeing a body part on one of them, and everyone's looking like, huh? And then Gaku walks in with a little bit of blood splattered across his face. Ugh. Oh! And he proceeds to butcher everyone in the room. What sort of weapon does he have? Does he have like a spiked kanabo? What do you call this? Because a regular kanabo is basically just like this long metallic bat with sometimes it has like rounded studs and sometimes it has like spiky studs. This one looks to be like a long pole arm with a big spiked weight at the end. There's a name for this type of weapon, but he butchers everyone in the room literally a split second after he rounds the corner. You just see his face, look around, and then he's flying through the air, and people are becoming separated from the rest of their body in differing places. He just butchers the entire room.
Awesome. I need to use the bathroom.
And everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead.
What floor is this again?
And then as he enters into a room, he gets barraged by bullets.
Keep firing. Get him good,
says one guy who's drinking from a flask, and the people who are with him go, "Yes, sir!"
Okay, 3, 2, 1, stop firing.
And as soon as he says this, the guy who's in charge of all the guys firing, he notices that every single person that was firing on Gaku, yeah, some of them are missing their heads, some of them are missing chunks of their body, and they're all dead. What is Gaku? He killed them all too. He took one dude's head and you might as well say his whole sternum. Like this whole section right here, took that off with the head. Then one, he was a little bit more lenient and just took the head off. One dude, he just gouged out the side, and two dudes he gouged out of the side as well. And he's just standing amidst their corpses as the head guy is looking back at him. And then Gaku is just staring at him in an area just surrounded by blood. Blood and body parts. And then the dude with the scar on his forehead, drinking from his flask, just goes,
"No, great. Knew I should have stayed home today."
"Okay, Arnold from Magic School Bus." But then all of a sudden, someone comes straight through a wall and punches Gaku, who goes sailing into another wall. And it's this dude with a mohawk and a gas mask and a very heavy-duty sort of gauntlet.
"You're setting a bad example for the youngins, Takabe."
"Mr. Inoda.
How many dead?"
Okay, so we got the names. The guy who was in charge of the people firing on Gaku, who immediately died, his name is Takabe. And the dude that just punched Gaku is named Mr. Inoda. Mr. Inoda.
How many dead?
On the first 3 floors, about 40. It's been 2 minutes since infiltration. 2 minutes and Gaku's killed 40 people. 2 minutes and he's already killed 40 people!
We've got a monster on our hands.
Then there's a flash, and then something erupts directly in front of Mr. Inoda's face. And what weapon does Gaku have? Okay, what weapon does he have? That big old polearm kanabo type weapon he has also has like a cannon on the front of it. So not only can he smash people in, but he can also shoot people with it. And he blasted this directly in front of Inoda's face.
Phew, that felt good.
And then he's directly in front of Inoda. And he sends Inoda flying out of the building, who proceeds to fly through a parking garage, who proceeds to fly directly into the back of a car, back of a van. I want to say it's a van. And you just see his face, and his lifeless, dead body is laying limp in the front of this car as it's leaning on the driver's seat, fully pressed on the horn as it's honking, with his face completely dented in. What is Gaku? Okay, I know this is a rhetorical question. You're telling me it gets crazier? Yeah, that's exactly what... Oh my goodness! Bruh. This is like the Continental being raided in like in like the second movie of John Wick. Actually, you know what? I think it's the third movie, because the third movie is when he was excommunicado and then he got back to the Continental. But this is like the Continental being raided because they want to kill everyone inside. Not just because John is there, but to basically kill everyone inside. But it's only if the High Table sent 2 people instead of like a whole crew. This is what this is. No, just one person, because this is what this is. But, you know, Mr. Inoda's dead, face dented in, reconstructive surgery is not going to fix that. Then we cut back to some other members of the JAA. They're walking through the building going, "Whoa, did you hear that noise?" "Yeah." And then it cuts to X, who has blood on his face. He's been busy too. Because he didn't have blood on his face when he sent Gaku out. He's been busy too. Oh! And then it shows the face of someone. Then it shows the face of someone behind all of these JAA members as they prepare to fire onto X. And this member fires on all of the other JAA members. He just gives them straight 3 shots are fired, all directly into the head of the other ones.
"Long time no see, boss. Did you lose weight?" "It's been a while, Uda." "Did you bring Gaku?" "Yes. That dummy, he always goes overboard." "Long time no see, boss. Did you lose weight?" "It's been a while, Uda. Did you bring Gaku?" "Yes. That dummy, he always goes overboard." "Sorry for embedding you here this whole year. Where are our other agents?" They're standing by down below."
So you mean, wow, okay, so X has been planning this. He's got moles all lined up in the JAA. Just for this moment. This is crazy.
"They're standing by down below. The JAA have good pay and good benefits. It was pretty cushy, really." "Did you make friends?" "I did, but they worked in development on the 3rd floor, so they're dead by now." "Sorry. It's fine." "So, it's finally starting?" "Time for a reset of the corrupt JAA. I'll create a new order."
This is like Orochimaru trying to take down the Leaf Village and take out the 3rd Hokage. But we get a taxi that pulls up to the front of the building.
Huh? Hold it right there. This building's now under the rule of Slur. If you don't want to die, scram!
Oh! It's a taxi! Who's the last person we saw getting a taxi? Who's the last person we saw get into a taxi?
A taxi pulls up to the front of the building. And then we just hear someone muttering to themselves. It's Takamura! Ooh, it's Takamura! It's Takamura! It's Takamura! And he cuts these dudes down, these 2 dudes that have sided with Slur. He cuts them down in an instant. Their bodies are just permanently separated from every other part. And these dudes die going, "Huh?" And then Gaku stops and goes, "Huh? Something's coming." And then it cuts to Takamura. Are we about to get Takamura versus Gaku? A member of the Order versus Gaku to be continued? No! You can't do this to me! We only got 1 chapter left! Okay, that's the end of chapter 51. Onwards to chapter 52. Days 52. Slice, slice, dance. Okay. And we cut to a dark hallway. Gaku's in this hallway, and he's looking in the direction of the hallway, and he goes, "Something's coming." And Takamura is walking through that very same hallway. This dude caught up to Gaku fast. He just arrived, and he's already on the same floor with Gaku. But he walks through the hallway, and he's just muttering to himself.
First thing I'm muttering. A bad grandpa just showed up.
And then there's a swish sound as Gaku tries to go in for the kill. And it looks like the hit lands on top of Takamura. But Gaku is surprised to see that Takamura is not only fine, but he blocked the strike with just the guard of his sword. Well, really, it's the handle of his blade. He literally just held up his blade in front of, over him, and it blocked the strike with absolutely no loss of placement. He just blocked it like it was nothing. Is this dude Whitebeard but a short old dude? Is it? And then Takamura, still muttering to himself, starts to unsheath his blade. Then there's a whish sound as Takamura slices through the entire building. You just see the whole building open up from like an outside view. Well, not really all the way outside, but he just slices through the section of the building that they're in. And you see him slicing through walls, adjacent rooms, everything gets sliced and raised out. Do you realize how strong you got to be to slice through something for it to raise what you sliced above you because of the force? You just slice through it and then it just jumps up in the air because that's how forceful it was? I don't even know how to explain that type of phenomena. You see it all the time in anime and manga, but has anyone ever explained how that works? Slicing through something so fast that the object that's sliced in half, the upper half raises into the air from the force. Has anyone ever explained that? Because I don't think people are talking about that sort of thing enough. But he slices through the entire section. Gaku manages to get away, but he also loses an ear and 2 of his fingers in the process. And then he sees Takamura, whose head is down, and he tries to swing to Takamura, but Takamura, in an instant, you just see his arms blur, and then you just see that Gaku's mallet, his giant explode. I want to say, what type of weapon is it? It's like a weapon that has like a shotgun blast in it. His shotgun mallet, he basically just sliced through it in an instant, just like, shing, and it's just gone. And Gaku just goes, huh? Crap. And then Takamura mutters to himself, and there's an explosion as we see an entire other section of the building get cut through. And then this surprises Slur and his subordinate as well, Uda. And then Uda goes, "Was that Gaku? That old JAA geezer is still alive? I was hoping to hurry this up." And while this goes on, we cut to a part, and Shin and Sakamoto, as they go careening towards the building with Shin scared out of his mind, screaming, "Ah!" He goes swinging into the building right behind Slur and Uda. And he comes to a skidding halt as Shin goes,
You said you'd make a net when we landed.
I made one for me.
because a part is there too. And then Sakamoto stands up and goes, because he's standing there face to face with the killer of assassins, with the big name that's out there, with Slur. He's in the same hallway, and he's just standing there with his hands in his pockets, just looking at him. You. So you're still alive, Uzuki. That's his Uzuki? Uzuki? His name is Uzuki?
Long time no see, Sakamoto. Makes me kinda sad to see an old friend get so porky.
They know each other?
Give my best to Sakamoto.
Because remember, the same dude that Shin felt behind him and talking to him before he disappeared when they were going through the whole laboratory in order to get Lou back.
That was him!
I'd like you to forget my old name. I prefer to go by Slur now.
This guy is Slur?
Why'd you put a bounty on my head? What's your goal? So many questions. Since when were you so chatty?
As it shows Sakamoto getting stabbed in the chest by Slur, who's just right there in front of him all of a sudden. And Sakamoto finally notices that he's been stabbed, and he slams away Slur from him. Mr. Sakamoto! And before he can say that, Uda is right next to Shin, and he has a gun straight to his temple. Of course, that gun gets dismantled by a part who goes, "Stop! Don't cut my connection!" And before he can finish connections, a part's arm gets sliced off of him by Slur. And mind you, Slur is using a small knife. It's a small knife, but Slur just took a part's arm off. This is... What? What is this chapter? He just sliced his arm apart. And then Slur is standing behind him after slicing his arm off. Apart! And then it shows Uda preparing to stab Shin, who gets kicked away by Sakamoto.
You didn't finish him off? Weird.
Because even Slur is surprised that he didn't kill Sakamoto right then and there.
Mr. Sakamoto, you're bleeding!
Shin, you two retreat.
But...
Go. I'll take care of this.
And then, wow, he's actually telling Shin to leave. You know, the same person that can read minds and give him like an edge just in case? He tells him, no, y'all go. And then the last thing we get for this chapter and the last thing for this volume is,
it's true what they say, isn't it, Sakamoto? You never know when it's your time to die.
And that's the end of chapter 52, and I think that makes up all of volume 6 of Sakamoto Days. I'm double checking. Yep, that's the last chapter. What? Okay. Let's just go over everything that's happened. So we've seen the last of the prisoners get killed aside from a part because Nagumo took out Minimalist, who tried to find Sakamoto at his store. A part tried fighting Sakamoto, he lost, and then realized, I can make friends here after spending just one singular moment with Sakamoto and the rest of his gang. And now they're making their way to the JAA because Slur, along with Gaku, have begun their assault on the JAA in order to kill everyone there and introduce a new order of assassins, or a brand new order of some kind. And Gaku is butchering everyone until Takamura shows up and proceeds to not only put Gaku at a disadvantage, but also destroy the very weapon he was using to kill everyone else there at the JAA. And so that's going on right now. Takamura versus Gaku. That hasn't been resolved yet, but I can't wait to see what happens next week on Monday. And now we have Sakamoto, Shin, and a part flying into the JAA, where Sakamoto is now preparing to contend with not only Uda, but with Slur, whose name is Uzuki. And Sakamoto has been injured. And I want to say, and I use the term injured very loosely, but he's been stabbed in the chest and he's bleeding out, but he tells Shin and company to go and retreat while he deals with Slur. And Slur is scary because he managed to get the drop on Sakamoto. Mind you, Sakamoto doesn't get dropped on. Not that I've seen for the past 50-something chapters. And now we get to chapter 52, and he gets jumped. He gets surprised, and he gets stabbed in the chest. And now he's going to have to deal with Slur with a bleeding chest wound while Shin and company try to make their way out of the building. I cannot wait to read the next volume. Bruh, this is actually good. This is actually really good. I can't wait for the show to be animated. I can't wait to watch it. But this is getting good. I know this is only volume 6. I know there's so many more chapters, but this is getting good. I'm looking forward to next week. But, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my live reaction and live reading of Sakamoto Days, Volume 6, Bad Luck. I'll see you guys same time next week on Monday as we go through Volume 7. You've been such a wonderful audience. And I just want to say how much of an honor it is for me to do this sort of thing for all of you. And because, well, frankly, I enjoy it. That's more than one reason why I do it. But because you guys enjoy it as well, it really is. I'm just happy to do it. And I'm happy to do all these stories with these voices for you guys, give you my own dramatic reading of these different series. And I just want to say thank you for your continued support as we continue to go onwards and upwards. Onwards to 100,000 subscribers! But with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples!